unicorn founder. So this is one of those rare cases where I can say, no, do you know that unicorn founder? He's my friend. So Sourjyendu and I did our MBA together 20 years ago. And it's an honor to have my friend here on the panel to share some insights, some stories, as he is also attempting to create a movement, a change in the way the world moves. So, Sourjyendu is an Indian entrepreneur and investor, best known as the co-founder of DealShare, a social e-commerce unicorn in India. After stepping down from DealShare in early 2024, he launched Sports for Life, a tech-enabled platform focused on professionalizing youth sports coaching in India, right? So sports coaching is where he is operating now, and he's using the sports coaching to bring about a massive change in the country, right? He's an MBA gold medalist, graduated from NITI Mumbai, which is now IIM Mumbai. I'm also a product from the same place, where he was absolutely top ranked student in the batch. Looking at him, I often think, wish I had also studied a little bit during my MBA days. But of course, he was the gold medalist. He's vocal about solving some real world problems for Bharat, as we call it, the middle to low income Indian group in India. And he has done it first through affordable groceries in Dealshare and now through youth development via Sports for Life. With that, let me invite my dear friend Sourjyendu on stage. Over to you, Sourjyendu. If you can come on video and unmute yourself.
Yeah, I hope you can hear me, Hemant.
Absolutely. Over to you.
I think you have already given a lot of introduction for me, some introduction even more than what is actually deserving for what I have done. But then thank you for the whole introduction. And obviously we are classmates, but what people also should know is that Rishikesh was our senior, like 2 years senior to us. So all three of us actually go back to the same alma mater, and it is a matter of pride that I'm taking this, getting this opportunity to speak in such a fantastic platform that both of you have created and your team have basically created. I think this is an awesome platform for entrepreneurs and investors, and this will open up a huge number of opportunities, a host of opportunities for entrepreneurs and investors, and something which I think most of the people look forward to. And I have been basically personally have been in this journey for now almost 8 years in the startup journeys, first with Dealshare and now with the SFL. And I think this kind of platform, if entrepreneurs get, for them accessing the whole global ecosystem becomes very easy. Now, otherwise, when I started in 2018, there were very few platforms like this, and in fact, I was still a late mover in the startup industry. I have friends who started 10 years before I did, like the founders of like Karthik Ho or Bluestone. They're all friends who started like 10 years before I did, and I can just imagine the amount of hard work they would have done to basically get to a unicorn status and then getting into IPO. But I think platforms like this would help a lot of entrepreneurs and also investors get connected and create large opportunities. Because I think also what is happening is that while ideas might generate at one portion of the world, there are takers, and basically there are people who will get inspired by those ideas across the world. And it is very important to connect the global community, and that is what basically makes real value rather than keeping it local in nature. And that is what I think the platform would basically do. Now, a little bit about my journey, because I think as an entrepreneur, as a startup founder who did first something related to my own experiences in my corporate journey. So just a little bit background: 13 years after my MBA from IIM Mumbai, I was in a corporate journey, working for large corporates, both Indian and MNCs, and mostly in the FMCG and retail sector. And then I started my first venture very close to what my experiences in the corporates was. So that was Dealshare, because it was inspired by things which I felt were missing in those large corporates in the retail and FMCG sector. So I created an industry. I thought of a sector getting created or getting organized out of local manufacturing and social marketing rather than global manufacturing and basically performance marketing through Google Ads and Meta Ads, and that was needed for a country like ours because a lot of people don't have lots of money to buy top brands, and but quality manufacturing was available in India and elsewhere. So we thought that those who are not brand conscious can get connected to this ecosystem of manufacturers and get high quality products at much less amounts. And there we obviously got millions of users and a large franchisee got created. However, my second venture, and the reason I'm telling this story is basically how entrepreneurs should look at creating ventures. I think that is the value addition I can do in this forum. I heard other speakers speaking about different things, but because I have gone through this journey, so I think that value add can happen here. So when I was looking at my second venture, I was purely thinking of what entrepreneurship or what sector should I choose as an entrepreneur rather than what is linked to my experiences. And that is when I looked at various sectors which were interesting, especially from Bharat perspective or India perspective. And I chose something which was very distant from my experiences or even from my vocation. So not that obviously there was no experience in sports, and not that I am an avid sports person, but I saw an opportunity which is an entrepreneurial opportunity or a business opportunity, as well as a social opportunity in going behind youth sports in India, where basically what we are trying to do now is creating a whole full stack sports service solution along with sports tech for the youth of India, where they would get global standards coaching infrastructure and also exposures so that they can become better sports person. And given that the propensity in India is increasing with every year to spend on right things, and this being a very this basically now most of the Indians look at physical activity and sports as the right thing to do. So there is also expenditure coming in. So that's the mix that I looked at. So in a nutshell, what basically this also tells us is that entrepreneurship is about going behind the right opportunities with the right mindset and not really linked to what you have done over your years. So you can start at any point of time. I started late, according to me. I spent 13 years in corporate, but whenever you have the conviction to go behind and start something new, and you believe that this is the right opportunity and you have the right mindset and the ability to go behind it, I think you should go behind creating it. You will have 99.99% of your network saying that it cannot happen. And that is when you really should go behind it if you strongly believe, because that is the real startup opportunity. When you are seeing an opportunity in something of value creation and others are not seeing it, and your conviction is strong. So I think that's one. Now coming to just the second part of my speech that I wanted to focus on is how is the consumer tech sector changing, because I have spent most of my last 8 years of startup experience on the consumer tech sector. And what I have seen changing over time. So I have in the corporate world also, I was mostly in the consumer sector. So I've seen the whole transition over 20 years. And what has really happened is that in when I started in the consumer sector, the whole thing was about building more operational efficiency and building more, let's say, a brand story around this and creating a large organization. But now a lot of things have got standardized because of AI deployment across the sector, like we have heard from other speakers. So while human efficiency is important, but the importance of human efficiency and all of that is going down. So what we need to now look at, and increasingly we are seeing value getting created on things like how you are creating more experiential things for the consumer. So rather, while the efficiency part will be taken over by AI mechanisms and all, I think from an enterprise perspective, when you are a senior leader or you're the founder of the organization, you have to start thinking on what are the human aspects of differentiation that you can create over what has got standardized through AI deployment. And that is where even if you are selling a product, so like in SFL, I'm selling a service. Service definitely has experiential things, but even if you are selling a product, you have to think how you create more experiential aspects into the product. if you really have to create a differentiation and fight with the large conglomerates and create value with a new organization. I think that's important. And the second part I would like to also reiterate here, and I have through my experiences, is that while AI is aiding a lot, it is also creating basically what I call as death of skill building and creativity building. So somewhere as the leader, you have to balance. You have to promote in the organization that you want the manpower in the organization should not become slaves to the AI tools. They should use the AI tools for their benefits to create more efficiency. But at the same time, that cognitive part of the management has or the team has to be there, and you have to keep promoting that as a concept, and then you become an everlasting or create an everlasting organization. I think those are the two aspects that any founder or any leader in the consumer tech industry needs to take care of. With that, I think I would conclude my speech, and all the best. I think this is a very, very good forum, and look forward to interacting more with founders and investors on this.